Hi, this is Jeff here with some employment tips. How do you get hired in today's world? Uh, Sometimes you're too young, other people think you're too old. I'm going to give my best employment tip first on this series. I'm going to have a total of 11 employment tips if you need a job uh, and you need to get hired. The best thing to do is hire yourself. Hire yourself. Start your own company. As a pastor, I counsel people who may have jail records or prison records, and very difficult because the system is designed to weed out these people and tell them no. So hire yourself. Don't depend on someone else to approve of your change in life to make an honest living. Create a company. You can create a company out of grass cutting, being a handyman, doing technical work on computers. There's all kinds of things you can do. Just every job out there, you can start your own company and not beg someone else's company to hire you. And especially if you have any legal hiccups there to overcome, uh, just start your own company. Get insured and and start making contacts. The advantage of hiring yourself, and I think every one of these tips I'm going to give you today, I've actually tried in real time, in real life, except I don't have a legal record. But I found out when I lost two companies and I was over 50 years old that once you hit 50 years old, no one wants to hire you. Literally no one. Well, there was a big recession in '08, '09, and actually started here in Florida in '07, 2007. And I went to a training thing held by some Fortune 500 head hunters, Fortune 500 people that was their life specialization, was helping other people find employment. And it was a 3-day event. And after that, within a week, I had a job. And they told us, they said, in the area you're in here in Central Florida, they said the average company that hires and fires has over around 150 resumes already on their desk. So how are you going to stand out? The best advice they gave is talk to all your friends who know you, that have a job that you think, wow, they have a nice job, and ask them if they will introduce you to their boss, if they will introduce you to the head of their company. Many people work for small companies, probably more people in today's world working for small businesses than are our large corporate businesses. But anyway, get yourself introduced to their boss, and so I used that. I went out and talked to some people that had just been newly hired and was really happy with their jobs. And I said, listen, I want to ask a favor of you. Would you introduce me to your manager? Within a week, I was working. Now, it wasn't the job that really fit my personality, and I worked there for a little while. I found a much better job during that time that fit my personality and my abilities. And I'll tell you about that. That's another one of my points. So number one, create a company, hire yourself. The advantage of hiring yourself is job security, respect. You don't have to earn the respect. Just being a business owner will give you a level of respect in the local community that you never had before. And then unlimited pay. You can work as many hours as you want, as hard as you want, and make as much as you want. Unlimited pay. Number two, another thing the Fortune 500 advisors told me is to literally track down the managers in a business, say in a big box store or whatever, and introduce yourself to them and ask their name, introduce yourself to them, and hand them your resume. And they said that will sometimes work. Is a little more aggressive approach. They're either going to hate you or love you for it, and but that's another thing to do if you're looking for a job. Number 3, high-paying jobs that are always hiring. There's a sector of the business world that is always hiring, has high turnover, but the majority of the people in this country that make over 6 figures of income per year work in sales. In sales. People hate salespeople. There's a high turnover in sales. There's a ton of rejection for salespeople. But yet, that makes it, but it is the highest paying job per capita in the country. So it's the easiest, one of the easiest jobs to get next to starting your own business. So number 3 is apply for some sales jobs. Car dealerships depend on salespeople. One of the jobs I worked during the recession was in a car sales job. And eventually I was out selling the old timers who had been there for 10 and 15 years, and a guy threatened to beat me up. And I said, go ahead, I'll give you the first swing. People threaten me. I always push the button and say, okay, let's just go ahead and institute the threat and let's see what happens, you know. And I even went and talked to the manager. I said, why does this guy want to beat me up? He said, oh, he does that to everybody that sells more than him. But yet he must have been related to the owners or something, but he had been there a long time. But so I did pretty well at the car sales, but I didn't like the local politics and the infighting, and you know, every job has its drawbacks. Number 4, work free to prove yourself. Work free to prove yourself. I heard a story from a man. Now this one I have not tried before. I heard a story from a man whose father had gone through the Great Depression. And he said, Dad, you always worked. When other people were standing in line for food, you were always working. How did you do it? He said, I would walk up to someone where I wanted to work at, and I would say, look, I know you're not hiring right now, but would you allow me to work in any capacity, to work for free for you for 1 week, just to show you what I can do in case something does open up in the future? And he said, yeah, you can come in here and work for free here. I'll show you what to do, blah, 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 fill out these papers. And it sometimes ended in a hire, and sometimes it didn't, but it exposed him to the workforce, the people that were controlling the jobs, and it helped him to get a job more quickly and more steadily than other people that were also looking for jobs. Number 5, dirty jobs. I don't know if you've ever seen the TV series Dirty Jobs. I have a personal friend that worked for many years on a septic tank truck. It pays extremely well. Even here in Central Florida, where the wages aren't the highest in the country, septic tank workers make good money. They have to pay them good to get them hired. So don't be afraid to do a dirty job. And there's tons of dirty jobs out there. You might want to pull up YouTube and watch some of the Dirty Jobs episodes, some of the reruns, and get some ideas. Number 6, I've done this one more than once as a young man, ditch diggers. Don't be afraid to dig a ditch. Plumbers need ditch diggers. Block layers need ditch diggers and block carriers and guys to mix mortar. And I've done that in my younger days. So number 7, Companies that specialize in cleaning restrooms at businesses. You'll go into some restrooms that are extremely clean, and they'll have a sign on the wall, this restroom is serviced by such and such janitorial company. And there's people that's all they do is go in and clean the dirtiest restrooms, which would probably be in convenience stores and gas stations and places like that. There's a new group called Buc-ee's, and they have the cleanest restrooms, and they're always hiring. But they have the cleanest restrooms when you're traveling on I-75. I'm not sure what all other highways they're on, but I know on Interstate 75, every so many miles there's a Buc-ee's, and they have the cleanest restrooms I've ever seen anywhere. But they're always hiring. They have signs right on the sidewalk, hiring for this job, this job, this job. So, and they pay very well. Number 8, one time when I was job hunting as a young man, I went into the state of Florida, and I had an appointment with the lady that interviewed people and tried to point them in the right direction. And she said, let me ask you something. If you had a job where you had to shoot people, would you be okay with that? And I said, what kind of job are we talking about? It depends if they shot at me first. She said, well, we're hiring prison guards. I didn't take that job, but I've had friends that did. And there's a high level of respect for one another in the prison guard business. Especially, you'll find a little quality higher, a little bit of quality, better, let me say this the right way, better lifestyle in the workplace I've seen in the prison guards that work for the federal prisons rather than the local prisons. But, you know, it's a job. And, you know, you have to be careful, and occasionally you may have to use a gun. 9, convenience store and gas stations, they're constantly advertising for workers. And, you know, they have a hierarchy of management in a lot of these national chains. And can be some great opportunities if you're an organized person that shows up on time, good at math, which I'm not. But anyway, I've never worked in a convenience store gas station, but I've known people who did, and it will put food on your table for a time. Number 10, security jobs. Security jobs. Malls hire people for security. Companies hire people for security. I had a friend that was CEO of a company that invented new things, and people were always trying to steal his ideas, and there was times when he would sleep in his office with a double-barrel shotgun. So it's a job that's well needed. Matter of fact, my present job as a pastor, we also have a Christian school, and because of violence that has sometimes erupted against school systems in general, your public schools and your private schools now just about all have a full-time security guy, armed security on campus, in case there would be some crazy person that wanted to shoot people, that their job is to stop them and to stop it from ever happening in the first place if they can. But it's a crazy world we live in. And number 11, and I've seen this a lot where we live in Florida, a lot of elderly, a lot of people come here to retire. Little community, the county we live in is 70% retirees. And caring for the disabled and the elderly. And then there's younger disabled people, and that's a whole job system itself. I have done that job before. And caring for the elderly and the disabled. And these 11 jobs, maybe these ideas can give you an idea, I hope, that will help you become gainfully employed. My favorite one of all of them, though, was number 1, hire yourself. Don't wait for someone else to hire you. Don't wait for someone else to see your talents and abilities and what you can do. Hire yourself. Give yourself a promotion. Create your own company. Security, respect, and unlimited pay. God bless you. I pray that you find a good job. And if there's anything I can help you with, feel free to respond in the comments. I will answer all comments and answer all questions. Have a great day. Bye-bye.